What's going on, LEGO Maniacs? It's Ty, the LEGO guy here, and welcome to another episode of Old School Wednesdays. Today, we're returning to the Wild West theme and taking a look at the largest set to come out of it. It's the Fort Legoredo. That's set 6769. It had 687 pieces, 10 minifigures, retailed for $85 USD, and it came out all the way back in 1996. Many people view this as the best Wild West set ever. This was kind of like the prize jewel when I was a kid. I really wanted this one, and my mom ended up buying it for me. Anyways, I have a lot of nostalgia with this one. Played with it a ton as a kid. We're gonna take a look at its positives and negatives and see where it stands. But enough talk, let's get right into it. And to start, we'll begin by giving you guys a 360 view of the fort. And as you can see, it is quite large. It's about 2 feet by 2 feet, or about half a meter by half a meter. It barely fits on my display stand. And there's a lot going on, especially with the headquarters. That probably has, well, it has the main feature to this set as well. Love the size of this thing. It's what a fort should be. It's big, it's bulky. And yeah, there's quite a bit to get into. Let's now break it down area by area. And the first area of the fort that we'll center in on is just going to be the entrance. Before we do that, I just want to show off these two horses. So you get a brown one, along with the soldier's banner with two crossed sabers. And here's the lieutenant's horse, or anyone's horse. You can really just swap them out. Very cool looking trumpet piece. Love the look of that. That's using the same chrome that they used with the older coins. And then getting into the entrance, as you can see, it is quite large. And there's parrots on either side, which is a nice little touch. It says Fort Legoredo. The sticker has faded over the years along with the banner on the top. And then getting into the interior, this is what it kind of looks like. And it's pretty realistic because if you wanted to have a figure go to the top of the, well, basically the fort, you can raise these ladders like so. So it's kind of realistic. Like the guy would come up here, then go up there, then go up here. So it's just the little things. I thought that was a nice little touch. And if you have this little bar here, you cannot open up the door. If you want to allow them entry, you have to take that out. And now the doors can be opened. So it's, yeah, just a nice little realistic touch to the set. As you can see on the top too, they have two bull horns, which just gives it a little bit more of a fort feel. Just right here and here. Let's now move on to the next part of the fort. Now this is probably the least interesting part of the fort. However, it is necessary. I mean, it's just basically a big wood wall. But before we get into that, I just wanted to show off this carriage. This is a pretty cool little build that's included, and it does have good drivability. It also is carrying one of those old school cannons. These are the ones from North America, so it's a non-shooting cannon. And yeah, this is a little bit better look at the carriage that's included. Pretty basic, but it gets the job done. And then getting into the wall, it's literally all it is. It's a wall with two cactuses. And this is what the interior looks like. They do have a little ladder that leads up to the top, along with some cannonballs. And there is the kernel, which we will take a look at a little bit later on in this review. Let's now move on to the next section. And here's the other entrance to the fort. This one has a little hidden compartment, which we will show off. So we have one of the bandits making his way to this massive rock. It's the big ugly rock pieces or burps. And what's inside of here is a couple of those chrome pieces, the chrome coins. These are by far my favorite that LEGO's ever made. The only negative with them is if you played with them a bunch, they would fade over time, kind of like the chrome hilted lightsabers. And then getting into the interior, we have a nice little watchtower right here, along with another gate. And just the same as the last one, if you want to open it up, you have to remove this little bar, and now you can open the doors. And there's a ladder to get to the second level of the fort. Add a little bit more realism, just like the entrance of the fort. And there are two parrots, just the same as the entrance, or the front entrance. Let's now take a look at probably my favorite part of the set. which is the headquarters. So as you can see, this sticker has faded a little bit over time, but you can it adds a little bit of character. I don't mind these stickers being a little bit worn. And just the same as those other previous two doors, this has a bar as well. And if you remove it, you can get to the bottom side of the headquarters. And on the side right here, they have a hidden little compartment which carries a rifle. And then moving to the back, this is what I'm talking about. So the main feature of this set is what's going on in here. Before we get into that, I just want to show off these big ugly rock pieces. And there's a hidden rifle right here, or maybe not hidden, but it's over there along with a chimney. But let's now give you guys a little bit closer look of the main interior to this set. Now, I don't know how many times I did this as a kid, but it's probably one of the best play features ever included in a LEGO set. So we have the Colonel and the Bandit playing cards, and let's say the Colonel wants to stick the Bandit in jail. Well, what you can do is just twist this, and bang, now he is in prison. That is such a smart little design. It's not even really Technic that makes it up. It's just basically a little plate that's holding up the trap door. Now let's say that the Colonel wants to escape. He can do so just like so. Thought that was absolutely awesome. Here's the card piece. I do believe that this printed piece is exclusive to this theme. And yeah, it also has a little hidden area where the Colonel is hiding some loot. There's a couple more of those chrome coins. And this is what it kind of looks like, just to give you guys a little bit better view of what's going on. Here's the prison. There's nothing really too much going on in there, but yeah, I absolutely love that play feature. You can also open up these windowsills if you want. This one's a little bit more difficult just because there's a piece right there, but yeah, this is definitely probably my favorite part of the fort. I just love the headquarters, and especially that little play feature. Let's now take a look at the minifigures. Before we do that, I just wanted to show off the fort and another way that you can display it. This was kind of on the back of the box. You could have all four sections of the fort kind of side by side. It doesn't really make sense to me. I do prefer it in its fort form. However, if you want to display it like this, you could. And it's kind of cool, just something a little bit different. Let's now again take a look at those minifigures. And we'll start by taking a look at the three bandits. So we have Stewie Cheatham, Black Bart, along with Flatfoot Thompson. I love the torso and face prints for these guys. I mean, check that out. This guy has a little gun right there. And Flatfoot Thompson has chest hair, which is kind of unique, along with an actual nose. And give you guys a view of their back face printing, back torso printing. They don't really have any of that. That didn't really exist too much in the 90s. But what we'll do now is just remove their bandanas to give you a better look of their face and torso prints. And having removed them, you can get a better look at what they look like. Again, I love the fact that he has chest hair, and look at his teeth, they're all chipping. And Black Bart, he just reminds me of a bandito. They also have a very nice dynamite print. These are by far my favorite dynamites. I know the modern ones are an actual mold, but I just really like the printed dynamites. I love the fact that he has a little top hat as well, along with a gold tooth. Let's now take a look at the next three. And the next batch of minifigures is just a number of soldiers. So these two are identical. He just has a bandana. You also get two of these guys, along with one of them without the bandana. And another US soldier, which is just a little bit different than the other ones. Different torso print, face print. I also like the hats that they're using on them. Really does look like the US cavalry soldier, which is what these guys are kind of based off of. It's a look of their back torso printing, back face printing. Again, there isn't any. And yeah, that pretty well does these three. Let's now move on to the last batch, which is Zach, Colonel Jefferson, along with another US soldier. Colonel Jefferson is probably one of my favorite figures out of this theme, along with the bandits. Just love the look of his torso printing. And I love the cross sabers on his hat. That just looks really, really good. Zach, in case you guys are wondering, is the deputy of the theme. And we'll move to the back of them. Again, not too much going on here. But yeah, nice detail. Again, the torso for the Colonel is awesome, and I really, really like his hat. Let's now get into the end of the review and get my final thoughts. Well guys, that was my review. Do hope you enjoyed it. This Wild West set has it all. This is what a fort should be. You get a massive fort, like it's pretty big, especially for like 85 bucks. You get tons of soldiers, you get all 3 of the bandits. There could be a little bit more features with this model, but I mean the back area where the headquarters are, the fact that you can drop one of the bandits into prison is pretty cool. And then the other seat to escape or to, you know, go on a horse. I had a lot of fun playing with that. Me and my sister did as kids. But overall, yeah, I really can't fault this one. There isn't really any negatives with this. I'd say it's a 10 out of 10. The Wild West theme was just so good, and this is no exception. And there's a reason why, you know, it's going for so much on the aftermarket, just because people really like this set. But as always, guys, let me know what your personal thoughts are on this one. If you like it, if you don't, any areas you think they could maybe improve on it. Always interested to hear your guys' take. But that pretty well does the review. But if you liked it, leave it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, you know, definitely consider subscribing and click that bell so you're notified for any future old new sets that we review on the channel. Old School Wednesdays is by far one of my favorite series that we do on this channel, and this set is part of the reason why. But that's all I got for you again. But thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.